everybody. I'm gonna have to cut the music down even more because it's already wanting to strike me. All right. Yeah, put it on like 8. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another live with Morgan and JP. The Morgan and JP show's back because Morgan's feeling better. Okay. I have done this recipe before, but I'm pretty sure I did it on Instagram or TikTok live one. Might have even been so long ago that it was Facebook live. I don't know. But I've not made it in a really long time. Like, it's probably been like 5 or 6 years. But this is my nanny's southern meatloaf recipe. And we're going to do it together. This is going to be on live, so I'm not going to be able to like zoom in or anything. But I'm going to show you guys as much as I can. Babe, can you move that broom and that weird doll? Oh, they can't see the doll, but the broom at least. Okay, so what you're gonna need for the meatloaf. We'll go over ingredients first, and then we'll start everything else. The only thing that I don't have here with me that John still got to grab for me is eggs. Let's see, let me get all of the stuff here. And basil. Okay, I just need 2. Okay, so here is the meatloaf itself. I'm also going to share with you guys the ingredients for the sauce, but I'm going to share that with you guys like when we get to that point. Because okay, yeah, cage-free eggs. Okay, so what you're going to need is about 2 pounds of meat. If you're making it for yourself, you can use 1 pound of meat, but it really just, I don't know, for some reason it doesn't hold correctly for me when I use 1 pound, so I always have John get like 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. You're gonna need some garlic, minced garlic, whatever. I normally do diced tomatoes, but we've had these tomatoes in the fridge that I need to use, so I'm going to dice these up and use these instead. I'm going to use, you're gonna need a large onion, a green bell pepper, 2 eggs. I prefer breadcrumbs. You can also crunch up like, hey Gamer Pots, you can also use saltine crackers if you want. I don't like the texture. They get mushy in meatloaf, and just thinking about it makes me want to gag. So I use breadcrumbs. But you need something to hold the meatloaf together, if that makes sense. Okay, and seasonings. I'm going to use paprika, cayenne pepper, salt, pepper, a little bit of basil, and my all-time favorite seasoning in the world, Tiger seasoning. I put that shit literally on everything. And some wash your ass in the shower, wash your sister sauce, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and then you're going to need a big bowl to put your ingredients in and mix them. This is the meatloaf itself, and then hey Cora, and then I will go over the ingredients for like the top sauce after I get this meatloaf in the pan. Now for the top sauce, you want to make sure your meatloaf is completely cooked before you put the sauce on. Probably 4. It's just us. Well, let me see the size of them. Yeah, 4 will be plenty. I cook my meatloaf on 375 for 35 to 45 minutes, depending. I'm making a southern meatloaf. Oh, and you also, well, this is the top ingredients. I'm not going to go with that yet because sometimes some people cook with me and I don't want to mess anybody up. So I don't want to confuse anybody. And I don't know if I have any moderators in here. If any of my moderators are in here, can you let me know? I don't want anybody making anybody feel bad, because sometimes a lot of people like to cook with me while I cook, and I don't want anybody to be made feel bad about eating. That is not what we do on this page. Also, I finally got another one of these little gizmos. These things are the freaking fracking bomb. I love this damn thing. And it also is really good to mix up your meatloaf as well, because touching raw meat, hell no. I cannot stand like, no thanks. No fucking thanks. Also, I'm going to put this in a pan. I'm going to form the meatloaf, and I'm going to put the meatloaf on top of parchment paper, because the meat obviously is going to create grease, and you want something to catch that. Alright, so I just kind of mash. This is warning, I'm about to show raw meat. I kind of mash the meat up a little bit, because it's going to allow all the ingredients to kind of marry around. I'm going to go ahead and put, these are smaller eggs, so I'm going to put 2. Normally I would just put 1 large egg. And keep in mind, this is like just a regular recipe to like feed 4. If you double this, just keep that in mind. Yeah, ugh. Yeah. I am totally fine with people sharing their opinions. And like I tell you guys all the time, sometimes people are just really hurt, and they take out stuff they're going through on me, and that's okay. So don't go back and forth with them in the comments, guys. Just let them do their comment, because if that is something that brightens their day, that makes me really sad. And anyways, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and put some salt in. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing down here. Okay, so I've got my 2 eggs. I'm gonna go ahead and put some salt in, and I'm actually gonna open the pepper and pour that in. I'm eyeballing this, guys, so this is the basil. Cayenne pepper, and you want to put this in depending on like what you prefer as far as like heat goes, but it does bring a really nice flavor to your meatloaf. Even my nanny didn't like spicy, and this is her recipe, and she always put cayenne in hers. Paprika. This is going to give it like a smoky flavor. And then the last seasoning portion is tiger seasoning, my favorite seasoning. If you have never tried this, this is literally good on everything. Every type of meat, it's so good. And it doesn't have any salt in it, which is why I like it. I am not a person who likes things that's overly salty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab me a tablespoon, and I'm going to add in my garlic. This is already minced up. And my nanny always put in 3 cloves of garlic. So I'm just going to add in a couple of tablespoons. And I go a little lighter than I normally would, because John is not the biggest fan of garlic. Wash your sister sauce, aka wash that ass in the shower. Yes, I do love Kinder seasoning, Cora. And go around with that. All right, and now we are going to move this bowl to the side, and we're going to start with our dicing of other. Oh, I can go ahead and put the breadcrumbs in. So we've got breadcrumbs, and I'm using the plain. You can use Italian breadcrumbs, it doesn't matter. And again, I may add more breadcrumbs after I mix this up. We're just going to wait and see what the consistency is, because you want it to have a certain type of texture. All right, moving this to the side. I've got a clean cutting board and a clean knife, and we're going to start dicing the vegetables. I'm going to do the tomatoes last because they're a little runny. I'm going to start with my green pepper. I just need to rinse it off really quickly. Perfect. And let me just dry this off. Okay. Thank you, Cora. I did them myself. I'll have John grab them in just a minute. I ordered these big packs of nails off of Amazon. It comes in like 20 different colors, and it's 120 pairs of nails for like $7.
And I was paying $5 per set at the store.
I mean, yeah, I know that. Exactly. All right, let's start with this green pepper.
Hello, Mashiki. How are you? Wait up.
And a little cheat, if you keep your little bag that your veggies come in, you can use that to get rid of all of your trash as you go. Now, depending on how you like texture in your food is going to depend on how big of bites you're going to want your onion and green bell pepper to be in. I don't want to have like huge chunks of bell pepper, but also keep in mind peppers and onions. There's also some people who add mushrooms to their meatloaf. I don't personally like mushrooms in my meatloaf, but keep in mind that peppers and onions, they do cook down to kind of like a, not really mushy, but kind of consistency. So so that's about the size that we're going for. And I did, honestly, I normally put a jalapeno in this because me and John really like them, but I completely forgot to tell him to get one, so.
There's one in the fridge.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh, we'll grab it. We'll add it. Never mind, I already had one in the fridge. Okay. So yes, I'm gonna add a jalapeno. Half of the jalapeno I'll leave the seeds in, the other half I'll take out. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a good big boy. So we'll add that too.
And I've got, from the seeds of those, I've already got sprouts coming up in my little container.
Yeah, we are gardening a bunch of stuff John
A
has.
lot of my seeds are starting to sprout up, so I might have to put them in the pot.
Oh yeah, it's starting to get that time.
It was frosty cold this morning. I was looking for it.
Yeah, when I went out today, I was like, wow, it's actually pretty cool out here.
It was 48, 47 degrees this morning.
Really? For it to be East Tennessee and for it to be end of May, it was pretty
Crazy.
cool. Yeah. Normally by this point, it's like you
I
can't
got
breathe, it's so
all
hot.
my winter work clothes put up, and everybody at work had a hoodie on, or a sweatshirt or something.
I would turn the music up higher, but it already threatened to mute. I will share the link. I will put the link in the description of this live, and I will have John grab those nails as soon as he's done. He is peeling and dicing our potatoes because I'm going to make homemade mashed potatoes, which I will share with you guys. Yeah, I'm putting them in the pot that's in the strainer. Well, I'll dice them because I've got the cutting board. I wasn't even thinking about that. No, I've got the knife right here in my hand. This knife may need to be sharpened when I'm done. I'm not sure. It's pretty good right now. So what is everybody else doing on this Friday night? We are preparing for a yard sale that we're having in the morning. So we are cooking dinner now, which I can't believe that it's already 9 o'clock. I don't know where this day has even went. This is really late dinner for us. We normally have dinner around 6 or 7, 7:30 at the latest. And today I had a really hard time sleeping, which I'm not going to get into the changes that happened for me this week because I'm going to do a full YouTube video on it. But last night I just couldn't sleep. It wasn't like a rough night or nothing. I just could not sleep.
Quit, Rudy.
Actually, you know what, guys? That bell pepper's really big. Give me one of that container right there. So I'm only going to put about half of that bell pepper in there. And I'm going to save the rest for something else because that's just a lot of bell pepper for... Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with this jalapeno. Don't close that yet, babe. I'm going to put this half of this jalapeno in there too. This is a thick boy. Okay, so I'm going to put half of that jalapeno in with that bell pepper because we pretty much put bell pepper and jalapeno in about everything that we make. Okay. I'm going to leave most of the seeds in it. If you didn't know, seeds is what holds the heat in a pepper. So if you take the seeds out, it's going to cut down a lot of the heat. I'll cut these seeds out. All right, there's our jalapeno going into the tub. Right. Moving. Oh, here's the nails. I'm gonna let John show you. So you get like a bunch of different colors.
She's got 2 different shapes.
Yeah, I've got coffin. These on top are coffin shaped, and then these right here are stiletto. $6.99 a piece on Amazon. And I think it's 400 and something pairs of nails altogether. You get 2 sets per color. Have my cousin's graduation party tomorrow. Awesome. Damn, I should have had you. I should have had him sharpen this knife. No, it's okay. I'm already. Okay. Just gonna peel off this outer edge. It's $3.75 because I thought it was 200 and something and it was more.
I ain't got my spectacles, I have to use this. Look at it upside down. We can make it in there.
You know what I think I'm gonna do with the rest of this is this right here, because this onion is really not. Show you guys what I'm doing here. We for sure can be besties. Oh, we're keeping her. Those other glasses though, yes. Yes, they just need to be
me.
No, because do you not remember the night that we got Lady?
Oh, yeah.
She chewed one. All of that can, yeah. Yeah, this texture right here is just going to make it a lot easier in the meatloaf, is the reason why I went that route. But I'll chop these, and that way we'll have two different types of textures in the loaf, baby. Just go ahead and turn this up a little bit. I don't give a shit. We'll just be demonetized.
Demonetize the fuck out of me.
That just means I won't make any money off the live. Unless someone decides to Venmo, Cash App, or send a gift. Which, please do not send a gift through YouTube, you guys. YouTubers do not see any of that. YouTube basically keeps all of it. But my Venmo is Morgan Chesney 89. This onion smells incredible. All right, good to go. Oh my God. Leave it to my husband. All right, so last thing, I normally would do a can of diced, that's too loud, I'm having to scream. I would normally do a can of diced tomatoes. You just turned it up. But I've had these tomatoes in the refrigerator and I need to use them. So I'm going to use these instead. We're just going to dice these up. And these have already been rinsed. Did I just lose a fucking nail? I did. I need some nail glue. Thank you, my dear. Well, I can't. Yeah, if I can get it open. Yeah, I can get that part.
Where'd the rest of it go?
It's right here.
That part. This part open.
Lord, it's always got to be a
The
show.
top to them
I know that.
turns around.
I know that. I dropped it. That's what I was telling you. I don't need that lid.
Don't need the tip on it.
It's fine. Just leave the tip on it. It's fine. I hate this lid. It's everywhere. Hold on, you guys. I'm gonna have to wash my hands. Just leave this here. Not the plan for it to happen. No, you know, he knows it too. We're leaving here without. All right. Jesus. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to peel these or not. I don't think they're strong enough to be peeled. That's okay. Diced tomatoes have the skin on anyway, so that's fine. These are actually going to be like the perfect consistency for, baby, you're right in my way. Can we do this in a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, I was just trying to get the ones that was falling off.
All right. Nope. Nope. Get her. Nope.
Mushy. Come on. You're going.
You know better than that.
Come here, Mushy. Come here, precious. Come here, my precious. Come to daddy.
That skin.
Come to your daddy. Look. There you go. Come to your daddy.
Such a daddy's
Kitty,
girl.
kitty, kitty. My little kitty. I
Yay!
love my kitty. Yes, I love you too.
We don't need to hear what you're thinking. I do need that pot filled with water though for the potatoes. Just let 'em talk. So we're doing a yard sale tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. Well, maybe Monday. It's going to depend on if John has to work. I'm working, but it's like on and off. It's like 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. So I won't be able to do it Monday if he does have to work. But we've honestly needed to do a yard sale since we moved in here. To be quite
I may
honest.
or may not have a Goodwill addiction.
It's not a knot. He has a Goodwill. I do not want
Hey,
that to matter.
knock on wood, it's been 2 weeks since I've walked into a Goodwill.
Really?
Yes. At least 2 weeks. I'm jonesing pretty bad.
You'll be fine. I mean, guys,
Last time
like
I went, when I got that cat litter box.
when he says he has an addiction to Goodwill, like honestly, like for real.
But look.
Sure, yeah, I'll show you.
$50 shoes I got for $8 for me.
I also need a pen that I can put that's too much water. Way too much. The meatloaf in, because I need to get this. I'm gonna actually put the meatloaf in the cast iron. That's perfect.
Put the potatoes in it.
Just set it in the sink for now. I don't have
You
no.
want a pan for what?
I'm going to use the cast iron pan, and I'm going to have you, can you grab it out of it's in the oven here? And just put some parchment paper down in it.
This or this?
The cast iron, honey.
Yeah.
The cast iron's just perfect for a meatloaf. Why is he the one you call your mama about? And all the bullshit I saw. Alrighty, Rooski. Alright, so now we have everything in the bowl for the meatloaf. Right here. Just gonna take this little meat masher and get to spinning. These things are fantastic to use for stuff like this. Like for casseroles where you've got to mix things in and... Oh no! Why is she the one you call your mama about? And all the bullshit I saw. Why is she the one to see your best side of? Alright. Take it home. Hey guys, so do you all think that Riley Green and Megan Maroney aren't really together? Alright, we're going to do some more breadcrumbs. And then we're just going to season a little bit more now that we got our veggies in. All the same seasonings. Let's go. Girl, you're taking home. I think at this point we all know that him and Ella Langley had a thing for sure. And I'm just a wee bit curious about Megan Maroney. I don't know why it just doesn't seem like that would be his type. I mean, it just seems like, I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 375. It just seems like all of his love interests in his music videos are always brunette, or at least a lighter color of brunette. What do you guys think? I love Megan Maroney and Ella Langley. I love them both. But I think this song right here made all of us want Ella and Riley to be together. Show up at your house. Well, not this one. What started it all was You Look Like You Love Me, but you think it's fake? I don't know, guys. Like, there's that viral clip now going on around right before the award show this past weekend of them getting off the plane together, leaving the airport together. They're holding hands. So I don't know. And then the side eye that Megan Maroney gave other artists who were applauding Ella when she won. God, she won everything. Female Artist of the Year, New Artist of the Year, Song of the Year, Duet of the Year. All right, this is good mixed. You want to make sure to mix it really good, guys. So that might have seemed a little excessive of how much I just mixed that, but that's what you want. All right, so now here's a trick for parchment paper and getting it in a pan. Let me show you. Take your parchment paper, crunch it up in a ball. And that way it don't fling up to the top. All right, let's go ahead. Now this part you do unfortunately have to touch the meatloaf. Unfortunately, but that's okay. Pick me. And the reason I do parchment paper again is because there's going to be grease. And then I'll take my parchment paper and tighten it up. My nanny taught me this. And that is a real easy way to get your meatloaf formed. See there? Now you've got your nice meatloaf log. All right, I'm gonna set this to the side while my oven finishes preheating, and I'm going to rinse my cutting board and wash my hands. All right, let me go ahead and get this stove eye on and get our Alrighty, Roo. Saddle with some. Hi, Birdie. Hi, Bird Dog. Saying hello to everyone. Yes. I'm gonna salt my water over here. Okay. Now, for my mashed potatoes, I do, and these are southern mashed potatoes, I'll be doing butter, mayonnaise, salt, and pepper. Don't knock it till you tried it. All right. Let's get it somewhat dry there. All right. Let's go ahead and start cutting these potatoes. I'm going to dice these into cubes. And to be specific with mayonnaise, we use Duke's. Duke's mayonnaise only in this house. Although, I will say, there's so many people, like Miranda and stuff, who's been saying that Blue Patriot is just as good as Duke's, and I trust her because I know Miranda's from Alabama. She's always used Duke's, so I'm curious. I've never tried Blue Patriot. I've always been a Duke's mayonnaise girl, but might have to give it a try. But yeah, she puts mayonnaise in her mashed taters too. It's a big Southern thing. It makes them so creamy. You've just never tried mashed potatoes like that. I remember the first time I made them, my fiance was like, "What? You're putting mayonnaise in the mashed potatoes?" And then he tried them and he was like, "I'll never say another word about anything you cook again." Now, don't get me wrong, there are some Southern recipes that he doesn't care for. For one, he doesn't like chicken, which is like one of my favorite things to make is my barbecue, Southern barbecue chicken, my homemade fried chicken, my homemade chicken and dumplings, which my great grandmother literally won awards for it being the best chicken and dumplings. Like a friend of mine, I made them for her one time and she had me make them for her wedding. That's how good they were. And he grew up eating so much chicken, he said that he doesn't love it. So these potatoes were already pre-washed, pre-peeled by John. So I'm going to go ahead and put these right into the pot. And I did salt this water too. And then we're also going to have some peas and corn that I probably won't start until I put the topping on the meatloaf. So with Southern style meatloaf, you cook it till it's fully done, till it's got about 15 minutes left. And then you put your top mixture on it and let it cook for the, last 15 minutes. Okay. So let those taters cook. And what I'll show you guys now is the top sauce. Let me get everything I need. I've already got 2 of the ingredients out here. I need to get a bowl. And you say nothing. Alright, I need this. Where's the ketchup? Is it back there? Oh, you find it? Okay, good. That's like the main thing we gotta have. All right, so the main ingredient of the show is ketchup. And I'm about to eyeball this, so I don't know. Oh, I hate when it does that. About that much. I would say maybe 1.25 cups of another one. I'm not sure. Mustard. Yellow mustard. Do not get fancy with the mustard. About 1 teaspoon. Honey.
Yeah.
I meant the condiment.
Right.
Same. About 1 teaspoon. Don't pick, guys, this is so good, is it not, John?
Yeah. Really, really good.
This next ingredient, do not judge, okay? Grape jelly. It must be grape. Please do not do this recipe and substitute strawberry. And you're wanting like a heaping tablespoon of grape jelly. Tiger seasoning. Wash your ass in the shower sauce. Last ingredient. Brown sugar. Let me put my meatloaf in the oven. And I'm going to put that on a timer for 40 minutes. All right. Red-headed stranger. Oh, some prison blues. And I'm going to say that's about 1/2 cup. Hello, all right. And then we're going to mix this up. Now, you may have to put this in the microwave for a minute to get that grape jelly to really go down. But if you do it earlier like me, like make the mixture a little earlier, and I leave it sitting on the stovetop, it kind of warms the bowl and it melts that grape jelly. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a taste test to see if this is correct. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So like I said, 375 for about 40 to 45 minutes. I'll cook the meatloaf. I'll then pull the meatloaf out, put the topping on, and cook it for another 15 minutes. And boom, that is how you make Southern style meatloaf. It is so incredibly good. I'll never forget the first time John ate it. He literally said I could eat this every day. Those were his exact words. Also, try the mashed potatoes the way I said, guys, because I'm promising you, I'm not like a huge mayonnaise lover. You will not regret it, you guys. I promise you, you won't. It will be the best mashed potatoes you've ever had in your life. Butter, mayonnaise, salt, and pepper. You're welcome. And then we're going to do peas and corn. We're not like huge bread lovers. If we weren't having a yard sale this weekend, I would probably make a pan of cornbread to go with it. Cornbread really goes well with this meal, but I do have some biscuits in the freezer that I need to cook. So I may put in a couple of biscuits if John even wants them. I'm gonna leave that up to him. But yeah, that is my homemade Southern style meatloaf recipe. I hope you guys make it. Tag me if you do on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat. Let me know in the comments if you make it as well. And let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know if any of you guys make your mashed potatoes this way. But also let me know if you don't and have never tried it and you tried it with the way I told you to make it. And let me know and tell me that that's not the best fucking mashed potatoes you've ever had in your life. You can also do it with instant. So the last time that I did this, I'm pretty sure it was on Instagram Live is the last place that I made. No, it was TikTok. I made my homemade mashed potatoes, and there were a few people in the comments like, I just feel like that's overwhelming to make homemade mashed potatoes. Oh, I do add a little bit of milk to the mashed potatoes. That's what I forgot. But they were saying like it just seems like that's too much. And so you can do it with instant. So instead of putting like a whole bunch of water in it, you'll just make the mashed potatoes until it's like kind of thick. You want to leave it a little thick and then add a couple tablespoons of mayonnaise into it. You're welcome. All right, you guys, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Friday night. I love you guys so much. And until the next time, bye.